First off, let me remind you that President Biden didn't appoint 6 members to the Supreme Court. The conservative court members took away your rights because Donald Trump picked 3 of them when he was in office, forcing the court to go extremely traditional and conservative. These guys are not voted by the people of the United States. Senators and representatives in Congress don't go asking us who to confirm in Congress, nor does the president. If someone dies on the court or retires, the president in office picks the replacement, unless Mitch McConnell gets in the way by holding up the Supreme Court confirmation hearings during an election year. They can get it delayed into the new president's term. Just think, if we had voted Hillary Clinton in back in 2016, it would have been reversed and been a liberal-leaning court. You'd have your reproductive freedoms, presidential immunity wouldn't even be a thing, trans rights, voting rights, no Donald Trump crisis. The list goes on and on. Donald Trump has done nothing but fuck everything up, and President Biden has to go in behind him and clean up the mess he made in for years. So make sure to vote blue and Democrat down the line in 2024. John G. Roberts, Jr., the Chief Justice, appointed by President George W. Bush in 2005, is known for his conservative leanings and is likely to remain in his position unless he decides to retire. He doesn't seem to care that his conservative justices don't disclose their financials or punish their misdeeds. Clarence Thomas, the second most senior justice, appointed by President George H.W. Bush in 1991, is also a conservative voice on the court. His wife Jeannie is involved with the January 6th attacks on the U.S. Capitol. Thomas has not decided to recuse himself from the presidential immunity case. He claims to have a big penis, which he told Anita Hill back when he sexually harassed her in 1991. Fucking sick. To think that he was a replacement for Thurgood Marshall is astounding. Ketanji Brown Jackson, a liberal justice appointed by President Joe Biden in 2023, Ketanji Brown Jackson carries the weight of her historic appointment with dignity and humility. She is not only a trailblazer for future generations of legal minds, but also a steadfast guardian of the Constitution. Samuel A. Alito, Jr., a conservative, appointed by President George W. Bush in 2006, is expected to remain on the court for the foreseeable future. Recently, in 2024, Alito and his wife Martha displayed a profane flag on their property in support of the insurrection. What assholes! He blamed the display of the flag upside down on his wife, Martha Ann. Doing something like this tells the world that you support the insurrection on January 6th to the American people. They are to remain non-political and rule judiciously and objectively. I mean, this is just flat-out fascism. Sonia Sotomayor, appointed by President Barack Obama in 2009, she is a key liberal voice and is relatively young, so it's likely she still be serving. Elena Kagan, also appointed by President Obama in 2010, she is another liberal justice who is likely to continue serving. Neil M. Gorsuch, a conservative appointed by Donald Trump in 2017. He is relatively young and likely to be on the court for decades to come. He's another slimy asshole. Brett M. Kavanaugh, another Trump appointee from 2018. He has a conservative lean and is also expected to serve for many more years. He's been accused of sexual assault, Yet a Republican Senate majority, including Senator Susan Collins, voted yes to confirm Kavanaugh to the bench. What a stupid bitch. She was one of 3 senators whose votes could have denied him the bench. Collins later says that she didn't think the court would dramatically lean conservative. Yet here we are, Amy Coney Barrett, yet another appointed by Trump in 2020. She is a young conservative justice who is likely to remain on the bench for decades to come. She's a far-right religious zealot. She comes across as being very thought-provoking and objective. But don't be fooled. She's a wolf in sheep's clothing and has proved that by helping to overturn women's reproductive decisions for themselves and their doctors,